You are listening to the Drunken Pen Writing Podcast. Even though you're hearing this introduction, I actually recorded it at the end of the episode because we're idiots and we rambled on the cold open for the whole episode. Didn't have a topic, so I said no more DBS episode, and now we have 3 in a row. So fuck it. Anyway, I'm here. I'm Caleb James. I'm the host, and with me, as always, Spencer, the Yorkshire Yankee Church.
Well, what about the Yorkshire Yanker?
You were something yanking though before. You could be the Yorkshire Yak. Well, we already recorded the outro.
Yeah.
So you're just in Yorkshire, and
I'm
you're a Yankee in Yorkshire. You're not the Yorkshire. You could be the Yorkshire from Yankee. No, Yankee from Yorkshire.
I'm just really very high north in Yorkshire.
I'm not 100% sure where Yorkshire is located. I just know it exists.
Yeah.
Or has existed. Might not exist anymore. Might be a King Arthur place.
I don't know. That does sound very Arthur-y.
It's very Arthurian. Anyway, we just do a lot of ranting and raving this episode about the state of the world, AI, planned obsolescence. What else do we talk about? A lot of bad things. So stick around for that, and here's your musical introduction, which should have came before the intro, but didn't today. As soon as I hit record, a giant alarm went off.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the war with Iran has hit our shores or if it's just the fire alarm.
Probably. Hopefully it's just the fire alarm.
Yeah. So I got some news that'll piss you right off.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll have figure out an episode after. How about that?
Love that.
Can't have a DBS episode because we had like 2 in a row, but I don't have a topic for today. So. For you folks listening, I just looked up something to piss me off.
Oh.
Seems so. And it did it immediately.
Just in general or in like writing?
Writing.
Oh.
So 8 months ago on Reddit, this forum was created. Best AI writing tool app to write a fiction novel based off detailed story beats, outline, story bible, etc. This person says, I'm writing my first fiction novel, and I think AI might be the tool I need to get the book to completion. I'm great at coming up with plot, characters, themes, descriptions, but I'm unfortunately quite poor at the technical side of actually writing the book itself. The fucking writing process, the actual writing you can't do. Don't be a fucking writer. With that said, I currently have a massive story bible filled with story beats, outlines, character profiles, location profiles, lore, and much more. Is there an AI tool that would be best to learn from this and help write the story based on my story bible?
Yeah, your asshole.
And then this is just nonstop list of people
bickering.
No, it's just all people giving different AI tools and talking about how they used it to write their novels. And everyone just seems very, at least 8 months ago, very happy to be writing, aka not writing their novels using AI, which does the actual writing for them. And it tells, in great detail how you can go about writing a novel without actually doing any of the fucking work that comes with writing a novel.
So what gets me is, like, if you have fucking characters, you got all your fucking word building done.
By the way, a lot of people I find do that because they don't want to do the writing.
Yeah.
I see that in the indie community a lot where people, I got a story bible, I got a character bible, I have all this and all that. And I'm like, have you started the book? Well, no. I haven't yet. It's like because they don't actually, they can't write. That's what it comes down to is a lot of people can't fucking write.
Which is okay.
Which a recent Starlight video came out where they were talking about, Brian was talking about AI and basically said if you're using AI, you're not a fucking writer. And it's true. A lot of people have ideas. It's the actual act of writing that makes you a writer.
Yeah.
If you're not doing the writing, it doesn't matter how many great fucking ideas you have, you're not a writer. You could be an idea man. Guess what? I can hire somebody to write a book for me.
Yeah.
And be like, here's my idea. Write the book. But guess who wrote the book? That person, not me. That pisses me right the fuck off, you lazy goddamn cocksuckers. Or vag lickers. I don't judge. Whatever you're doing with genitals in your mouth. But they're gross. They're gross genitals.
Yeah, they're not good genitals.
Not good genitals you want in your mouth. So I just thought that would piss you right off. But let's see if there's other, because I just looked up AI novel writers. I just wanted to see if there's a list of people that have been busted doing this. But it just came up with, recent surveys indicate that roughly 45% of surveyed authors are experimenting with or using generative AI in some capacity.
That's good. But though, again, like, you'd have to think like that has to be like majority on like the indie side, right?
I don't know.
How many professional quote unquote professional, like.
Well, I remember this was big controversy over the summer, I believe. There was a Japanese novelist. She won a major award, and then after she won the award, she came out and said 5% of her novel was written completely with AI. She didn't write it at all. And they just, I guess they're fine with that over there back then, but I think that should immediately disqualify you and the person who actually wrote a novel, even if it wasn't as good, should get the fucking award because they actually wrote the novel. But that's just, that pissed me off. And then when you look that topic up, it's just a bunch of different apps for writing novels. They just write the novels for you. And I would go through that Reddit more, but like I said, it was just a bunch of people. And I didn't see one comment, at least in my quick look, of people saying, "Oh, don't use AI." That doesn't mean you're not like nobody seemed to care. They're just like, "Oh, great, you're doing it." Again, that was 8 months ago. I do feel that people have turned harshly against the AI slot machines.
Well, just in general of every, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, who, some people would be like, oh, who cares, with my stories or whatever, I consume, I don't care as long as it's still quote unquote good. But now that like the AI is becoming growing and consuming of like everything, I think people are finding in general
it's
just
replacing
like
humans.
Yeah,
it's replacing the actual craft of writing or painting or whatever it is, and it doesn't actually create anything original too. That's what's also
well.
awful.
That's just like at my work we had we get these learn things we have to do every couple months, and then there was a new one. And it was about AI, and like I don't know, I was just fucking skimming through it and just hitting keep on hitting questions to answers until it gave me the right one, and I could go. Like I was half expecting at the finally get done with all the of the ethics of how they're using it and stuff, and then at the very end just be like, oh, now we're using it to replace your job, you're fired.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that. And then they blame all these companies and the government. They blame AI. They go, well, we didn't want to fire these people, but AI said we had to.
Yeah.
We didn't want to start this war, but we had to because AI said it would lead to less deaths. Like, okay, that's what we need. So yeah, that pisses me off. Let's play some devil's advocate here.
Okay.
You actually write your whole novel yourself. And then you put it in AI, and I don't know how this fucking works. I would imagine maybe, I don't know if you could just post a whole novel in AI and just say, hey, rewrite this. Yeah. But just let's say very simply, you put it in ChatGPT or whatever one and just like, make this sound better. And then it reworks your whole novel. How do you feel about that?
I still don't.
It's still your whole story and your ideas. You don't say, hey, change this to sound like Cormac McCarthy. You just say, make this sound better. But it's still going to change a lot of phrases, add different metaphors. And again, these are all things that it just cobbles from other living examples of creators' work. So it's not like you're going to get an actual, this is Spencer Church, how he would write it.
Right, yeah. That's where I find the
Stephen
issue.
King might get away with that. He might be able to write a novel and be like, hey, make this read exactly like 1980s Stephen King.
Yeah, like if
he has enough material, it would just take from his work.
Yeah, like if he put in all of his work and then was like, hey, write something that sounds like in this vein.
But even so, it would still just give him work that is, things he's already said and written, and it would just put it together maybe in a different order, but it's still what he wrote previously. It's not new.
Well, I mean, just how many times like we've talked about this, like with like Grammarly, and like that's about as far as I'm willing to go with help. Is like a Grammarly kind of thing, just because I am not like with like,
which we talked about before. It's annoying that it's even has any AI shit now, because when we first started using it, it was literally just spell check and grammar check.
Yeah,
but now it wants you to upgrade so it can predict whole paragraphs for you and shit. It's like, no, fuck off.
But like, how many times have we had with either one of our stories that we've gone through, and it's like
makes it worse sometimes.
Well, like sometimes it will give you like a suggestion, like your sentence might be like a little wonky or something like that, and it'd be, well, if you do this, like if you put this in front instead and do that, like okay,
those are helpful sometimes.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but like how many times have we seen them when they've done that and they're just like, that makes no fucking sense. That's terrible. Like,
well, I think I've advanced enough as a writer now that a lot of my work, most of the suggestions are very bad and don't make sense because it can't understand the way I've crafted the story.
Yeah.
So I like that, because it's like, well, now that means that AI won't be able to do my work as easy because I'm writing in such a way where it thinks it's wrong.
Well, just this version. The next version will get you.
Yeah, probably. It'll get advanced enough pretty soon. It'll fucking rip me off. But Yeah, I don't know. I hate that we're gonna be at an age now where I feel like a lot of the most popular best-selling books are just gonna be AI drivel that people eat up, and the fucking authors are just like the real authors are not gonna get any
Mm.
shine at all.
It's bad enough that the covers and stuff are already
AI.
getting destroyed by AI and stuff, but
Yeah, you have covers. I'm sure introductions and stuff will probably be AI soon. Anything to just not pay people.
mm,
Like all the big publishers, they'll just switch to AI, and then like if they could just be like, "Hey, James Patterson, just put your ideas down, have AI write the book, and we'll give you a little money, not as much, but you don't have to do any work."
do you think there'd be enough chunk of the audience rebel enough against that eventually, like, if like Penguin, did do that, that they would crumble, because people would just be like, I don't want to.
I don't think there's enough readers to care to begin with, because a lot of readers now are just people who want general escapism. And the problem is with anything that would use AI, at some point, like say the big publishers just use AI to just write full novels now, like how Spotify does that with music. Just create-
They just come up with an author and
yeah, so they're just somebody that doesn't exist at all, and they're stealing work, but that's besides the point. I think at some point quantity will come out at such a high pace that it'll like doesn't matter quality of real writers' work. If it takes you a year, 2, 3 years to put out one book,
yeah,
and you can have an AI slop farm put out 10 books in a month.
yeah.
And that's not like how many they could put out. That's just how many they maybe realistically would be able to put on the market without completely oversaturating it.
Right.
Even if they just did one book a month, a new book a month, but they can literally do hundreds of thousands of books in a fucking day probably. But that's what, if they switch to that model, how are you ever going to get seen when you're just constantly getting bum rushed by, books that, and if they're control what's best selling
Yeah.
by manipulating the market, then they could just say these AI books are bestsellers, and it would have to be like readers would have to actively boycott that. But when you're getting hit with such a wave of like books, I don't know if the minimal amount of readers out there would be able to even fight back. Yeah.
Or
I mean, now you're gonna have to do a whole shitload of research to find out if this new author is a real author.
Yeah.
Because you can create a full Facebook profile with videos that look like real people.
Yeah.
So you can have this author account that you think is a real person selling real books, reading real poetry, and it turns out none of it's real.
It's gonna get to the point to where like it's gonna be like where like actual authors are just gonna have to be like handing out like
Underground.
we're like stapled together papers of their novels that are like, hand printed or typed or whatever, and just like handing them out on the streets and stuff.
Well, the great thing is AI, if they start doing that, it's going to become this weird fucking, because you can only make so many books before the AI starts eating itself completely. And now you're just getting AI books written by AI cobbled together from AI.
Yeah.
And it's just going to end up being nonsense, and then they're going to fuck themselves and not going to be able to do anything with it. So then you're going to have a resurgence of real writers with real work that makes real sense.
I'm surprised it's not used more in like the audiobook.
They use a lot of those fucking voices, I think.
But okay, well, I mean,
I think the problem is like the way the laws are now. So if you do like an AI voice, I don't think you could own that voice, so you can't sell it. I mean, you might be able to sell it, but like a YouTube video, they use a lot of AI voices now. Some sounds like fancy British guys and shit. So it's like you could do that, but it's like the AI covers. You can't own the cover.
Yeah.
You can't trademark or license the cover. So, okay, we got the Sugar Man here. If that was an AI cover, Nick would not be able to, or Penguin would not be able to get any money for that cover if they wanted to put it on t-shirts or anything. Because they don't own it. You can't own it.
Yeah.
So that'd be the same with licensing an audiobook. Is like you can sell the audiobook as the audiobook, which you requires a different license to do, but you could not sell that voice. So you couldn't be like, oh, hey, the next Coen Brothers movie wants to use a snippet of the audio version for their next. They decided to do Blood Meridian. They want to do a reading of Blood Meridian. They're going to use the audiobook. Oh, well, you used AI for the audiobook. Now they can't do that. They can't get any money off of that. Or they could just do it and not have to pay you because nobody owns that version and they already have the rights to the movie, So there's like a lot of weird fishy things that would go on with that. That's creepy.
Because what I was gonna say is like I used to like on those like YouTube and like reels and stuff was like a lot of times you can be like, oh, this is like an AI voice, but I'd have to assume that there's some programs out there that when you type it in, it actually sounds like a person, like kind of like how what Scarlett Johansson in that Her movie, like because it's actually her doing the voice, but like that kind of thing to where it actually sounds like a human being. Because I figured like Penguin would just create their own catalog of their own voice actors, and then just use them as for the audios.
Well, yeah, there's this weird thing where it's like, I think for a while people were using voice filters. So it'd still be a real person reading something, like a script or something for a YouTube video, but then they sound Scottish.
Yeah.
Because they got a voice filter or something. But now I think it is just reading transcripts. But you can always hear like some words don't sound right.
Well, especially when it's a weird, like how many times have you watched like a Dragon Ball Z short and it's like the Saiyan man?
Yeah.
Like oh, come on.
That's not correct. I don't know. It's really tough to, like you said, if a studio hires 4 or 5 actors, just has them read, then they own the rights to that act. Like Scarlett Johansson, they don't even need, because she's been in so many movies, to have her read anything. They could just straight up, hey, we own the rights to your voice now. We're gonna make it say things.
Well, it's been an issue in anime.
Yeah,
is like the AI voices for actual shows.
Why? It's all corporate greed. It's the things like none of the people want it. I've been thinking about this since I've been reading the old Russian literature. I'm not exactly sure when society peaked, but it had to be right before the planned obsolescence. So when like, a light bulb doesn't last 100 years now, it lasts a week, year or whatever, it lasts a month. Your car's made to break after 200,000 miles. Like everything was made to, because they just passed that law in France where they got rid of it. I was like, why wasn't that a law to begin with? Why is it allowed to, like, you're allowed to make something that purposely breaks? And then I think it was Apple, their shitty iPhones that finally got the ball rolling back the other way, because they're like, they purposely make it so after a certain amount of years, the battery just degrades.
Yeah, you can't, you have
the phone slows down and shit on purpose. And they made that illegal in France, not here. Of course, not here.
Well, that's like if you can find any old tool or anything back from like the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and
still work great.
And as long as it's kept in good condition, it still works.
Well, like old refrigerators and shit,
washers and dryers. They were made. That's why they had like lifetime warranties on them.
Yeah, they were made. Imagine our life. That's when we peaked, when they had that kind of shit. And imagine what life would be like if you could get a refrigerator that lasts 80 to 100 years. And you didn't have to buy new ones. You didn't have to make new ones. So we'd have so much less environmental harm.
Yeah, but the money, though.
Fuck the money.
The money you could make.
That's the problem. We created this fucking society that's run by money for no reason, because it's not a real thing. Gold's a real thing.
Which we don't use anymore.
Yeah, paper money is not a real thing.
Like, that's what, we've talked about this before, but, like, that's what, like, I've tried to explain to people. It's just, like, we could have the $5 bill mean $1 and the $1 bill mean $5 if everybody agreed to it.
Yeah, if you just went to a store and be like, hey, I have $5. And they're like, yeah, that'll get you a candy bar. Okay. Hey, I have $1. That'll get you a cheeseburger. Like, weird, but all right.
Yeah, like
that's what we're doing here.
It's just, it's very frustrating. And then when you get like those people, like the greedy people, then get mad when like their working slaves don't want to work or get as much production done as and it's like, oh, well, sorry guy, I'm too concerned about if I'm gonna fucking be living on the street next week or not, that I don't get a fucking couple extra units put out.
Well, that's the thing.
That I don't see anything from. Like,
it's like my job. The harder I work, the I don't get anything for it. So, because I've told that to my bosses before. They're like, hey, why didn't you do this and this? And they're like, what's my incentive? Like, if I could get paid to fuck off half the day or get paid to bust my balls, and I get paid the same, what's my incentive to bust my balls?
Well, that's like somebody was, whenever a couple years ago when I got into a new spot where I was working, and they're like, oh, we were thinking about maybe training you on how to use one of those like electric hand jacks. Yeah. And I was like, does it pay more? And they're like, no. And then then I'm just like, well, then no, you're not teaching me how to do that.
Fuck right off.
I mean, you have to, especially considering like you have to get like take a class and certification for it. Yeah. But yet I get no pay increase. No, that just means every 5 minutes somebody's gonna fucking stop me from doing my job to get something up from up high or something. Like, yeah, I'm not fucking learning how to do that. Like,
and the line they'll give you for that kind of shit is, oh, well, it's a skill. You'll have that for another job. So you want me to leave then?
Yeah.
All right, I'll learn the skill and immediately quit. Fuck you. I got that when they had me doing forklifts now. Like, fucking dumb shit. I guess we should probably.
I'd say this might be the episode.
We want to be an episode. We can record the. We'll record the intro post and just put it
Yeah.
in the front. Fuck it. We don't need a cold open. We don't always need the open to be chilly. You know,
It's already chilly in here.
it is chilly in here. Fucking alarm again. We started with the alarm. We'll end with the alarm. Not long enough episode.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I don't know what the fucking world's coming to, but it just sucks that we hit this weird space where, like, even in the 90s, which weren't the best, but even in the 90s, you could still afford to live.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, my job, I have one job, and I could pay for like a car and at least a place to rent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, at one point in our country, you could like go to school, buy a house, have maybe one or two cars, and live comfortably, go on vacations
And
on one income.
I was gonna say that's normally on one income because it's still in the 90s. It was a lot of just one person working.
Yeah. But then they decided they just keep fucking getting you for money, like these big corporations. It's never enough. That's the problem with capitalism. It's like we had it where you had your working slaves, but they didn't care that they were working slaves because they were comfortable enough.
Yeah.
But you couldn't just let it be.
Mm.
You couldn't just let it have that. You couldn't let us have a fucking a dollar fucking burger at McDonald's. Like, you couldn't do that. You just had to keep raising and raising so you get all these profits. And now we're at the point where it's like, is this like the end times? You're just cashing out at the casino.
Mm.
You're just like, hey, we know things are gonna they're gonna be a revolution and stuff. Let's get the last amount of money we can from them right off in the sunset, and then these people could deal with it.
Well, that's like I've been hearing Walmart complain about like them not getting enough business, and it's like, well, because you fucking priced out your main people that were buying your food.
Yeah.
And you think the Richie Riches are gonna stop all the time at the McDonald's for their like.
So yesterday at work, I don't eat McDonald's almost never.
Right.
But my coworkers, we all got done earlier. So they're like, hey, why don't you meet us at McDonald's? I'm like, all right, because they could park the big trucks at the one around here. And I was like, all right, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm not real hungry, but I'll get just a coffee and some chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Some
pink goo.
Yeah, some pink goo. Get some chicken nuggets. So it was like a 10-piece chicken nuggets and one coffee, and my bill was $10 fucking. I'm like, because that's a culture shock for me because someone who doesn't eat McDonald's. Like, I remember last time I ate chicken nuggets, it was like $2, wasn't it? What the fuck is this? $7 chicken nuggets?
And that's probably why you got the nuggets, because you're like, oh, that would only be a couple bucks.
They were fucking awful as well.
Well, that's like you, not do a lot of McDonald's anymore. Maybe I'll in the morning on the weekend I might go and get some breakfast or something. And like the last time I got like 2 egg McMuffins, 2 hash browns, and it was like $20 fucking.
And the quality's way worse.
And the sizes are smaller, and
well, that's the thing. The only thing I used to get from McDonald's when I even went there was I'd get like a couple breakfast burritos.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be like I get 2 and it'd be $2, and I get like a nice coffee and it'd be like $2. So it'd be like $4 out the door. Not bad. Now that same meal's like fucking $8-10, and like you said, the fucking burritos are smaller. It's mostly just weird goo inside, and they fucking they're terrible.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are
like
we
scrambled eggs? They fucking like squeeze out of a tube or something.
And it's like, that's another thing that pisses me off. It's not just the planned obsolescence. It's not just the fact that everything is fucking getting worse, but they keep raising prices on everything and making the product smaller and making it out of lesser quality ingredients. So it's like, what was it? The guy who family owned Reese's or something.
Oh,
it was like, what the fuck is this garbage?
Yeah.
He was like, they don't even use real chocolate anymore, but they cost more.
Yeah.
And the sizes are smaller. And it's like, why? No one will boycott anything.
Like it would be one thing, like you were saying, it's something if you're getting the quality for what you're paying for. Or like ice cream, it's not ice cream anymore.
No, it's frozen dairy dessert or something.
But to get to the point where you're saying about like the boycott, well, I think because like now we're getting to a point, as we've seen with other things, that sadly it doesn't fucking do anything anymore. It seems like.
I think it's because enough people will just secretly buy the shit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't just not have their McDonald's or their Starbucks. Because every time there's we're all going to boycott Bud Light because they like trans people. And it's like, yeah, Bud Light took a hit, but they just bought, because I'm in the beer business, I know they switched to Michelob, which is a Budweiser product. It's still Anheuser-Busch. You give them the same amount of money, just switch it to a more expensive product.
Well, then that's another fucking problem, and it kind of goes up back to the fucking
monopolies. Every company owns the same shit.
Yeah, everybody owns everything's owned by the same fucking thing. Like,
so if you boycott one product to switch to another, you're still giving the same company the money.
Fucking Paramount just fucking bought the WB.
It's the illusion of choice.
Mhm.
You don't actually have a choice.
No.
So yeah, if you wanted to fucking boycott something, now Paramount owns, how many titles, and it's just like, well, I can't even fucking boycott anything unless you
Right.
just don't watch anything.
Right, yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, because it's like it sucks for me because like I'm not like a fucking huge like Disney guy, like not necessarily like their products, like of like the movies and stuff growing up, but like they're not a really good place or business or anything like that. But like they got all my fucking Marvel stuff, like
They own all the things you like.
yeah,
So you're stuck with them. Yeah, that used to be. Remember that used to be illegal.
yeah.
You had monopoly busters.
A lot of things used to be illegal.
Yeah, like perjury. Remember when you could go in front of Congress and they question you if you lied, you go to jail?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Now you can just fucking filibuster and not answer things
Yeah.
until your time runs out.
Jesus Christ. The Roman Empire fell for a lot less.
Yeah.
We, when this country was founded, had a big tea party for like a really small tax.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck no. And now you're taxed on so much. I don't even know what to do anymore. Like, you can't even go machine gun fucking crazy anymore because like people just, they don't care.
Well, and then
Like, the government does not give a shit.
and also like doing that kind of stuff, you're taking it out on the other people that are in the same situation as you, to where like it's the higher ups that need their ass slapped and and thrown into jail, but they're able to fucking just make us hate each other
Yeah.
and spend our money on them.
The thing that drives me most insane is the fact that these super rich assholes have convinced the poorest people that other poor people are the problem, or people who are even more poor.
Or like you see all these stories like fucking like Zuckerberg has like all these like underground bases, to go into whenever the fucking shit hits the fan. And it's like,
Which is going to hit the fan because of people like him.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like, that's your fucking end goal? You want fucking bunker life? Like, why don't you take some of your fucking resources and try to fucking fix things so you don't have to get in the goddamn fucking bunker? I mean, I understand, like, if you have the money, be like, yeah, I'm going to have a place to go just in case if the nuclear fucking warheads go off or whatever. But, like, when you're actively causing the things that are gonna fucking cripple everything, it just is like, why would you even do that?
Why do we let the nerds take over?
And again, we kind of talked about this, and I kind of feel bad because like Bill Burr does that, like the nerds thing. Like, I don't consider like him and Musk consider like, you're not fucking nerds. You're this weird like
loser perverts.
Yeah, like, because if you were a nerd, you'd be fucking smart or or whatever,
Doing something to benefit people. Maybe.
Yeah, I want to know, what is the dollar amount? Is it 500 million? Is it $1 billion? Is it like 3 billion? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is the number that when you reach where you're like, I'm gonna start doing fucking weird shit, or like I'm gonna fucking start like trying to squeeze money out of my associates that make a tenth, not even a tenth of what I make.
I want to know why none of these fucking guys retire. None of them. Warren Buffett, he's not even retired, right? He's like 90 something. It's like, how much fucking money do you need in your fucking life before you're just like, okay, I made it,
I'm done.
And then like I think Bernie Sanders recently, like, he made some kind of post talking about if we tax like the billionaires, whatever rate he's trying to get in there, it would tax Jeff Bezos $12 billion a year, which would only leave him $249 billion. That he would make that $12 billion back right like immediately.
Yeah.
So what the fuck does it matter? Just tax them.
Mhm.
But they won't do it. And it's just like, but how much money is enough? If I had $1 billion, I'd be fucking retired. You wouldn't see me.
Ever.
I'd be doing cool shit.
Yeah.
Like Tom from MySpace was the only guy that got rich. He didn't even get $1 billion. I think he got like 500 million or something.
No, I haven't even thought about that guy. Is that guy just chilling somewhere?
He sold MySpace for like 500 million or something, and then he just traveled like the world taking pictures. He's like a photographer, and he's just enjoying life. He was like, I'm not a fucking internet douche. Like, I just wanted to, but like fucking Zuckerberg, you have to go to all these hearings because of all these problems with Facebook and all this shit. Like, just sell it. Just be done with it. Like, why? You have enough money. Why do you have to keep doing it? Elon Musk, you're the richest man. You want to be a trillionaire for what?
Yeah.
For what?
And also, I always wonder, like, there has to be a cap on money, right? There can only be so much money.
Well, when it's not a real commodity and it's not backed by anything, you can just say it is how much ever is out there. You could just be like, no, there's actually another trillion. You just keep upping the bar.
And then it just goes back to, it means nothing.
Means nothing.
Well, again, because, like, okay, say if like the banks went out, those guys, they'll have no money because like it's all liquidated in stocks and like things that
It's
aren't
numbers. It's
that
fake
aren't
things.
real. Like
It's like crypto. It's not a real thing.
well, that's like Trevor Noah brought up whenever Elon bought Twitter. It's just like, well, you don't have the capital for it, but you can sell your stocks that we can't tax you on.
It's not a real object.
But you can sell those stocks to buy to get the capital to buy Twitter, but also we still can't tax you on that either for some reason.
It's like these guys just created fake money and are able to just use it. It's just like me saying, like, giving you an IOU.
Yeah.
Like, this will buy me, like, you'll give me your TV. I'll give you this piece of paper that says I owe you the money for the TV, but I'm just never going to give you the money, and you're fine with that because I gave you the paper.
I mean, at this point, I'm about to just go shopping with fucking Monopoly money for all that it's fucking worth. Like,
here's another aggravation. I don't know if you've come across this, but Mindy's had this happen a few times now. She's gone to different stores, and like one total was $19.98. She gave her 20. And they just didn't even say anything. Just didn't give her the pennies.
well, wait, oh yeah, because because
what I would say is like, well, if you can't give me my 2 cents back, give me a nickel. Round it up. Give me a nickel.
well, what a lot of people are doing is that say like your is $19.98, they just round you up to the 20 and charge you the 20. Because like I see that like at like fast foods and restaurants a lot is like, oh, if your order comes into like ends with like a 3 or 2 or whatever, they're just gonna round you up to the nearest nickel and charge you that.
Here's what I don't understand, Spencer. They round you up and they don't want to give you the nickel. They just want to, they don't want to give you pennies, or they just fucking rip you off. We've had over 100+ years of pennies in circulation. They stopped the penny and now it's just nothing. No pennies.
Yeah, they stopped the penny a couple months ago, and it's just like
because Canada stopped whatever their equivalent to the penny is a while ago. And I think it said it took like over 10 years before they finally went out of circulation.
Yeah, like
so where the fuck did all the pennies go?
Well,
they melt them all down?
Well,
because I have a whole bunch of pennies all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
I have jars of pennies just laying around.
Yeah, that's mostly what my change jars are, because the silver you can use for different shit. Like,
yeah, but you're telling me all these grocery stores and stuff just all of a sudden don't have pennies? Or the banks just don't have pennies? They don't have old pennies to get? I don't understand what happened.
Maybe somebody's going like ice style and just fucking busting indoors and just rounding up all the pennies. Give me your fucking pennies.
I think we're living in a scam society. Big time.
Oh, it's all drifters and swindlers and idiots, and
we've made the worst of society. The scoundrels that would have never made it beyond the fucking jails. We've made them all the rulers.
I mean, we are literally the prequel to Idiocracy right now. Like, we're the before.
I mean, the Crocs are already super popular.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know, man. It drives me nuts. It's like we're living in a madman's utopia.
And then when you go and you try to talk to some people and they're just like, no.
That's the thing that's crazy to me is like you talk to somebody, it doesn't matter how many facts you give them, they'll tell you to your face that not only you're wrong, but they'll also try to convince you otherwise and make you feel like you're like gaslight you into thinking that you're wrong. So they'd be like, oh, the sky is actually brown. It's not blue. It's like, I can see the sky. I'm looking right at it. No, that's brown. It turns out your whole life, what you think is blue has been brown. Like, what?
Or not even that. They'll just be like, no, it's brown. But like, no, it's blue. Well, you're just a piece of shit that believes something different than I do. Like,
you're a dumb fuck.
That's why you see it's blue.
You know what? I think the idea of moving to Mars is not that bad now. I just wish Elon Musk wasn't in charge of it because he's a fucking idiot.
And fucking died.
I'd never get on a rocket he invented.
That's why like when those astronauts were like stuck up there and he was on Rogan and like, oh, I offered to go up and get him, but they wouldn't let me because I didn't want them to fucking die on the way back. Like, you piece of shit. Like, when was the last time you put something in outer space that didn't blow up on the way up or the way back?
Because he's fucking paying people to make these rockets and he's fucking overworking them like crazy. And he's probably underpaying them.
Which sure just shows you with Elon Musk, because like that SpaceX, I'm pretty sure is like the first thing that was like his, like that he started. Because Twitter, somebody else, Tesla, somebody else, PayPal, somebody else. I'm pretty sure this SpaceX is the first thing like he started himself, and it's the shits.
It doesn't seem to be very. The only reason it does anything is because he keeps getting government contracts.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's fucking enough.
That's enough moaning and groaning.
Yeah, I feel like, bitch, I just been in a funk for a while. I don't know, the weather changing and just everything just sucks. And I'm also reading very dreary. I'm reading The Brothers Karamazov, and it is not treating me. I like it, but it's not putting my mood up. You know.
Yeah, I could imagine it's probably not the most uplifting of tales.
Especially when I'm reading about all these fucking dirty peasants living in the streets and freezing to death and eating fucking gruel, and they somehow are happier than we are. I'm just like, why are they're dancing all the time? I'm like, I don't understand.
I do wish I paid more attention whenever I was younger and I could just be like a fucking outdoorsly wooden man who could just fucking like hunt and survive on my own, like in a cabin, just, somewhere.
Yeah, that would be all right.
But I don't have those skills and I'm too lazy to learn them now. Too far in life.
Yeah, we're past the point of improving ourselves. Anyway, folks, we thank you for listening. I'm sorry this episode was disjointed and out of order. I'm gonna record the intro in post because this is supposed to be the cold open. It's just beginning the whole episode. So if you want to follow us at DBW Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you can. Spencer's OnlyFans this week. He is in Yorkshire and he is a Yankee.
Okay.
But I'm going to do the intro with that name that he just created. I don't even know what it means because how are you a Yankee unless there's a Yorkshire in U.S., which doesn't sound like there is.
It probably
sounds very British.
Yeah.
Oh, well. CalebJamesK.com. I have some updates to my publication history. Eventually, they're supposed to be coming. I'm supposed to be getting money too, but I've been waiting and fucking waiting. And that's another thing. With all this AI, you'd think maybe some of these publishers get back to you, but they don't.
Nope.
Anyway, we thank you for listening, and we will check you out next week with maybe an interview or by the time this episode drops, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. We're supposed to have David Scott Hay on soon to talk Butcher of Nazareth, so perhaps we will do that.